Hello everyone, ex-Wall-Kill Bethelite here. And I don't think a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses really understand the difference between a title and reality. Jehovah's Witnesses get caught up in the term itself, Jehovah's Witnesses. Titles such as pioneer, such as elder, such as ministerial servant, auxiliary pioneer. These titles are given to people to give them a false sense of importance. Whereas in reality, they are slaves to Watchtower. All those titles I mentioned don't give a single person any real authority in the organization. They don't have a say in anything that goes on. They can't even walk inside Bethel unless it's going on a tour. Companies give people who are outsiders tours of the company. Those people don't oftentimes have any kind of say in what goes on in the company's affairs. They're not necessarily important to the company per se. Jehovah's Witnesses, I don't care if you give your congregation your name, your congregation number, or whatever it is that they have now, but you can't even walk in to Bethel unless you're escorted. You have to go into the lobby, and then from the lobby get escorted to wherever they would like to take you, and then you're escorted back to the door. Let me explain something to you. Jehovah's Witnesses are so caught up in just the name, Jehovah's Witnesses, that they don't realize they're a part of an organization. They can't even walk in through the front door. Wall-Kill Bethel, Warwick, Patterson, what have you. Take your pick. They can't even walk in the front door. You're not welcome inside what you think is your own organization. So these titles, elder, pioneer, these are just people who do more work than other people. These are just people who, for free, they don't get anything, do the grunt work for Watchtower. Because Watchtower wants to bring more people in, more people equal more money. And governing body, people who are higher ups at Bethel, they're not going to do it. So they have their grunt workers, the slaves, the people, the lowest of the low, the people who couldn't even decide on what they study at a given day. A person is called a congregation elder, right? This person who supposedly has this lofty title, they can't even decide on what is going to be studied on a particular Sunday. They're told what they're going to study on a Sunday. They can't decide what's going to be studied during the week. They're told what is going to be studied. They're told what you will teach. These people can't even go knock on doors without having to report back to someone. When you think about it, these people have zero pull at all in this organization. So where is this importance of this title? This title, Jehovah's Witnesses. The person doesn't fully understand. You are going to go and get this magazine that Watchtower told you to get, and you are going to go and knock on these doors and try to get these magazines in these people's homes, and you're going to do it for free. These people really think that they have some sort of lofty importance, that Watchtower views them as somehow connected to God. Think about it. Pioneer, you just out in the hot sun longer than anybody else. Watchtower has just outsmarted a lot of people, because Watchtower realizes that if you give someone a title, it will completely blind them. The title, Jehovah's Witnesses, that just sounds good to people. It sounds so good to people that people will ignore child molestation lawsuits against Watchtower. People will ignore all the things in the news, whether it's the Australian Royal Commission or other cases in regards to child molestation. Watchtower knows that there are certain groups of people that if you give them a title, they will do whatever they are told to do, and they will not ask questions. Watchtower will tell you who you can associate with and who you can't. And this elder is just a glorified parrot. The parrot repeats what it hears its master saying. The elder repeats whatever in the world is in this magazine or book that Watchtower gave them. They're going to repeat whatever it is Watchtower tells them to say, no more and no less. They and of themselves have no say in nothing, really. Most of the judicial things and what have you, there's an outline for all of that stuff. They got a book, an elder manual. Meaning all of these people are in the palm of Watchtower's hand. None of them have any kind of importance outside of inside their head, and that is sad. That you have a group of people who think that they are more important than what they are, and they think that they're more important than what their own organization thinks. You should be able to pull up to Bethel and just visit whenever you want. You're a member, right? You're a member of this great organization, right? Wrong. You're not really a member. You're no more a member than a slave back in slave days could just walk in the house when they wanted to. You allowed to do some work, but you ain't allowed to walk in the house whenever you want. You allowed to go knocking on doors in the cold and in the heat. You allowed to use your gas to get these watchtowers in these people's houses for Watchtower. But you can't even walk through the door at Bethel unless you escorted. And while you're going on the tour, you ain't really allowed to go outside the tour route. There's all kinds of information on information boards. And when I used to give tours, they specifically had the tour route directed away from that. People aren't even really outside of Bethel supposed to know what's going on inside Bethel, which means you're not really a part of the organization. This is what you don't get. A lot of us former members, we understand that, but the current members, they don't understand you're not a part of the organization. You're a slave. You ain't if you're a Mason or something to that effect and you get some high title, I'm sure you can probably walk into a Masonic hall or something to that effect. You can't walk into Bethel at all outside of a tour. You don't know what the heck's going on. Most of the people don't know what's going on at Bethel. If you have no clue what in the world is going on inside of a building, like I don't know what in the world is going on inside the White House. I'm not a staff member. I can't walk in there whenever I want to. I'm not a part of the White House staff. I'm not, I'm not a member really. I'm on the outside of the outside of the outside. And even then I have voting privileges. So even though I can't even walk in the White House whenever I want to, I can still vote for who gets to be in there. Jehovah's Witnesses, I'm telling you, they are caught up in this title. They can't even vote for who is in Bethel. They can't vote for who's in Bethel. They can't vote for who's a part of the governing body. They literally have zilch for importance outside of knocking on these doors and doing the slave work. Literal slaves. And if you don't do what we tell you to do, you got a punishment. You're going to be ostracized by your own family. Literal slaves. These people are literal slaves. And outside of knocking on doors and doing whatever we tell you to do, otherwise we're going to punish you, ostracize you, make sure your family don't even talk to you. You got to give us money at assemblies. And they have the thing where people pay, I guess, from their bank account. Just automatically. It comes out of their bank account. Like, I'm talking lowest of the low, but they walk around talking about they're this, they're that, they're pioneer. You get to go stand next to this cart. When we tell you to go stand next to this daggum cart, is what you get to do. Y'all are slaves and unintelligent, because a slave back in the day would know to run away if they got the opportunity. I'm telling you, these people that call themselves Jehovah's Witnesses, caught up in that title, are lower than slaves, because a slave at least had enough common sense to try to get away if he had the opportunity. Watchtowers figured out if we give these goofballs a title, they will stay and do whatever in the world we ask them to do. And they ain't never going to try to leave. It don't matter if we have false predictions for the end of the world every year. These people going to stay put, and they going to stand their behinds next to this cart when we tell them to. It don't matter if Tony Morris goes to a liquor store every Sunday and buys $800 worth of liquor. These buffoons are going to stand outside next to these daggum carts when we tell they behinds to stand next to these daggum carts. They're going to go around these blocks, and they're going to get they behinds outside to put these watchtowers, get these watchtowers moving. Get your behind to work is what Watchtower says. They don't even feed y'all no more at these assemblies. Like, y'all don't get nothing. And you got all these goofballs walking around talking about, I'm an elder and I'm a this. You might as well be walking around thinking you Iron Man. It makes you feel good, but you can't really fly. You don't really have no suit. You're not Tony Stark. So yeah, you can walk around saying you Iron Man, but you have nothing to back that up, really. So yeah, I'm a congregation elder. you going to get your behind up there and you going to state whatever Watchtower tells you to state. Period. Whether they're right or wrong, you have no power whatsoever. Even if they're wrong, you can't correct them. A literal parrot. You just get your behind up there and repeat, especially if you've been born in, you repeat what you've heard your whole life. Just repeat what we done told you. And make sure you get these people out knocking on these doors. And if they get out of line, we want you to take care of it. And don't cause us no problem. And don't even think about taking your behinds to Bethel unless we want you to be there. Like, I'm talking slaves. Like, these people are, but the title, the word, Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh, man, it makes us feel like we've really witnessed Jehovah. Like, just the name got these people thinking, oh, we're so special. You know what I mean? No pull, no say in literally anything. You can't even decide whether or not you're really going to be a part of the school or whatever they call it now. Family, home, evening, whatever the case may be. You can't even pick what song y'all going to sing. In churches, they have these choirs and these choir directors, and they can decide on what songs they want to sing and who they want them to sing them, and who gets the solo, who does this, who does that. Y'all don't even get that. I'm talking trained monkeys. Like, these people are the lowest of the low. And of course Watchtower is going to tell them, we don't want y'all to have any kind of higher education. And they may have gotten the concept from slavery. We don't want these people educated. We want them to work. And we don't want them to think that they deserve anything better. So Watchtower wants y'all out there pushing these watchtowers, and they don't want y'all to think y'all should have any kind of say in anything. So, what do you guys think about this? I mean, when I was at Bethel, I mean, I could go all over the place at Bethel, but my family, my relatives, they couldn't just come whenever they wanted and go where they wanted. I remember getting a call from somebody because they wanted to go off site. They wanted to go off the tour route. You can't really even do that unless you know somebody there and they take you around that tour route. They can take you there if they want to. But if you're not at Bethel, you're not even a blip on the Richter scale to Watchtower. I mean, these people really, Jehovah's Witnesses. They really are giving themselves this lofty title, and in the organization they part of don't even really give two flips about them. Like, I mean, you can't compare it to anything other than back in the days of the nation of Israel, them slaves, you know what I mean? They could work. So 937-789-4029, been busy with work. But comment down below, let me know what you think. And it sounds harsh, but it is the truth. I mean, comment down below and let me know what pull these people have at Watchtower. I mean, they don't even have the option to do anything but work. You can't change no teaching. You can't. I mean, you have no say in anything. None. No pull in anything. Even in churches, people have a say in certain things. But with this organization, the people that literally call themselves witnesses of God, they can't even open the front door at Bethel. Ex-Wallkill Bethelite signing out.